Good evening and welcome back once again to the Invictus Racing League's Realistic Performance League. I am Tim with my co-commentator, as always, Malc, ready for the British Grand Prix. Malc, how are you doing today?
You're right, Tim. I am doing very well, mate. I'm doing very well. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing fine, ready to get some action-packed racing around Silverstone. Of course, last week was the United States Grand Prix, my home race. So now this week we have your home race, Malc.
Absolutely, and don't forget, USA brought us an absolute classic at the Performance League last week on the PlayStation platform, and you were rightly so. We've had your home Grand Prix, and now we've got myself and everyone at the UK for the British Grand Prix home of the Silverstone track as well. So I'm quite excited because it's going to be an absolute belter, I think, tonight. What's your thoughts on Silverstone, Tim?
Well, Silverstone is surprisingly a track that I enjoy. However, I used to not like it, but the more I drive around that track, the more that I really get to know it and know its ins and outs and know its corners, and it just really kind of works with me. Interestingly enough, I really do love Maggots and Beckett's, even though I hate going through there time-wise. My time hates it, but me, myself, I just love the corner, because when you do get that set of corners just right, it is so satisfying. It's just like when you nail Eau Rouge at Spa. It's just one of those corners that when you get it right, it's very satisfying, and you just want to do it again. And then, of course, you don't and go off the track. Or maybe that's just me.
It's just... you need a rhythm going. Absolutely. You absolutely need to have a rhythm going. And if you don't, obviously, through Maggots and Beckett's, I always mess up at Beckett's corner before going down the straight of the DRS onto the straight as well before Stowe. It was just... You need to have a good momentum in the car, and also try and keep it as stable as possible. I've seen a few drivers last night in the F3 League where there was a few drivers that were losing the back ends or losing the car itself. So as long as these cars can get the right setup at the right time and produce the goods in the realistic car performance, we'll find out in about a few moments' time. Good evening to everyone that's joined in the session. I hope everyone's all came well and enjoying their Thursday night on the 1st of April 2021 with myself, Malc, and with Tim as well. So let's have a brief overview of the standings before we start before we mention it, actually, Tim. I bet you're wondering there was no qualifying at all tonight, because for every even race, because Britain is in round 8 or race 8, there will be no qualifying. It will be the reverse grid from last week's race. So, but Tim, before we mention about the standings, do you want to go through the car allocations and the car positions tonight?
Yeah, there are a few different names in a few different cars here this week. Of course, one of the big ones that I noticed right away was Harry, who was in the Williams, is now in the Haas for the next 2 weeks at least. Passmois Dussel has dropped from McLaren down to the Renault, as well as Hulkenberger in the Renault as well. And I do believe he was in the AlphaTauri the past 2 weeks, so that's actually a bit of an upgrade for him. Sir Spud and Sab still in the Mercedes. Gareth Hall has actually moved up from the McLaren to the Red Bull, so he should be in a little bit of a faster car here today. And Ginger Tiger still in the Racing Point, Nitro Gash in the Racing Point as well. Eric Pancakes has moved to the Ferrari, so he went down a couple positions. And Matty went from Renault to Ferrari as well. Wojtek and Ryan are in the McLarens, and nobody is in the Alfa Romeo or Williams. However, we do have a substitute driver just for tonight that will be in the Alfa Romeo. He is standing in for Turok, and his name is Burmeister. There you see him right there. So he will be in the Alfa Romeo, but normally we will not have Alfa Romeo in the car allocations, at least, for the next 2 weeks or so. Which, obviously the car allocations are done every 2 weeks by the league admins, and they base it off of a driver's pace. But going to the standings now, a little bit of a surprise in the standings, as last week's winner Passmoi Ducel from Hasaris Racing is now in 5th place in the standings after that win. Of course, he got a fast lap as well, I do believe, so he was able to jump his way up into 5th place, and the reason why that is significant is because he missed the first 2 races and did not score any points in his second race, and he has still been consistent enough to be able to be in the top 5 in points. Of course, Nightshades from Bump and Run Racing is still in first with 138 points, 121 points belonging to Harry B in second for B-Tech Racing, who still does not have a win yet on the season, but has been consistent enough to stay in the second spot in points and by a pretty significant margin, because Wojtek is in third. He is also with Bump and Run Racing, and despite having a win, is still 20 points behind Harry.
Yeah, absolutely. And with everything going on, to be fair, it's just been absolutely immense stuff. And as you mentioned about the standings as well, obviously Nightshades is on for a hat-trick of podiums tonight. He's had two second places in the last 2 races, so keeping that title challenge alive from his point of view. Obviously, Passmoi Ducel before USA, we had 6 different winners. We had 6 different winners until last week, where Passmoi Ducel has broken the deadlock to win 2 races in a season. So that record is gone for the individual winners for each race. And Ryan, on his debut last week, yeah, Ryan is on here tonight. Ryan, who's on his was on his debut last week, he went on to start off with start off brilliantly by going to get a podium in 3rd place last week. So he should have a chance of getting a podium as well tonight. So it just depends on where they're going to try and attack on some parts of the track. Obviously, I don't know if you remember this, Tim, but when I was commentating for the Performance League a few seasons ago, I think it's just before you joined, we had the 4. I will say this in the stream, we had a 4 in a bed moment at the last few laps. I think it was the last lap of the race at this track at Silverstone. So could we see another one of those, or do you reckon there'll be a few shocks along the way tonight?
Well, the talent here in the Realistic Performance League is absolutely stellar. So I would not be surprised if we saw a lot of action-packed moments such as that in this race, because you know that there are a lot of drivers that are very hungry. You know, looking at the standings, of course, you mentioned that Passmoi Ducel is the first driver to win multiple races in this season so far. But nonetheless, he's still a very hungry driver. And of course, when I mentioned Harry earlier, who still does not have a win, doesn't even have a finish better than 3rd. You know that he is hungry for a win, and he wants to prove that he can be fast enough to stand on that top spot of the podium and challenge Nightshades up there in the top spot for this championship. So when you get hungry drivers that just want to win in fast cars with limited number of laps around a track like Silverstone, mania is just almost guaranteed to happen. That's just the way it goes. But here we go. Starting the formation lap, here is our lineup for today. Steven on the pole with Gareth Hall in 2nd place. 3rd is Maddie. 4th is Ginger Tiger. 5th is Hulkenberger. 6th is TL4S Nitro Gash. In 7th, Eric Pancakes in the 8th position. Harry B in 9th. Wojtek in 10th. 11th is Ryan. 12th is Nightshades. Passmoi Ducel in 13th. 14th is Sir Spud. Bando Blizz in 15th. 16th is Sab. And then 17th is Burmeister. In the Alfa Romeo, of course, making his debut as a substitute today. Only missing 3 drivers, so almost a full grid around this track. And here we'll take a look at our tire positions, our tire allocations, and actually look at that, Malc. We were talking before the race, and we suspected that most drivers would start on the softs, because the soft mediums is really the strategy that you can use around here, but it looks like most of them have went for the reverse strategy, starting on the mediums, trying to go medium soft instead. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I really thought they were going to go for the softs and try and get the longest stint, because obviously when you qualify for the softs, if you did have a qualifying, you would have had the softs to last about 9 laps in the race itself. So I would have thought they would have gambled on the softs and try and go a little bit longer and then go on the mediums all the way to the end. But what these guys are trying to do, which kind of, what's the word, kind of backfired our idea, to be honest, but it's kind of reversed. So they want to try and go for the soft stint near the end of the race, and I would expect some manic start. I would expect some manic finish, I would think, to be fair tonight, Tim.
That I would as well. Just watching the grid come to the front straightaway. We have 18 corners, 26 laps. That means that the winner will have turned the wheel 468 times when they cross the checkered flag. And yes, I did do the math. And yes, I did use a calculator for it. But 468 times they'll turn the wheel here tonight, waiting for these drivers to line up and find their appropriate positions on the grid. Let's see if Steven can get out in that clean air and hold on to his pole position, or if the field behind him will swallow him whole. Remember, this is the reverse grid here today. So, Passement du Sel winning last week, starting in 13th. And it looks like every driver is finally on the front straightaway, and it is just about to go. We are anxious, and the drivers are anxious in there. You hear those itchy pedal feet. You hear those engines revving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights in the air. No red lights. We are green for the Invictus Racing League, Realistic Performance League at Silverstone. And already look at that Ginger Tiger in the Racing Point, really making some moves on the inside. Moving up to third, passing the Ferrari of Matty, or trying to, but now he drops back and he's got the Renault of Hulkenberg on his outside now. Steven is clear in a way with Gareth Hall just behind him. Matty in third, Hulkenberger in fourth, and Ginger Tiger in fifth. Goes a little bit wide, and who is that? That is Matty that's dropping down. He had a little bit of a moment, and now Ginger Tiger is off. No, that's Nitro Gash, excuse me.
Oh!
Nitro Gash has spun.
I don't know what's going on. To be honest, I'm trying to watch all these drivers going past left, right and centre, and then also quite a few drivers have just gone off track at just after the loop corner, and then come up to Lovefield as well. So I didn't expect it to be a manic start, shall we say, but unfortunately now I believe Nigel Gash is at Lovefield corner. He must have had contact at the loop itself, but mad start again at the Invictus Racing League, the Performance League, to be fair. But just watching Ryan now trying to close the gap on to Bando Blitz, who's in 7th place. Nigel Chase has moved up to 13. Matty's dropped down to 14th. So just trying to see who's just gone. So Bando's trying to hold on for 7th place. Ryan, who had that podium last week, he's in 8th place at the moment. Gareth has dropped down to 3rd. Hulk has moved himself up to 2nd place and now charging Steven. Tim.
On board with Ryan as he does try to chase down Bando Biz. Bando Biz, of course, trying to chase down Harry in the Haas machine just ahead of him. Harry trying to go for a win, as we have said so many times. A little bit of a faster car as opposed to the Williams that he was in, so that might give him a little bit of an edge. But he's not going to be able to win any races from the 11th position. He's going to have to work his way up through the field. He's got Eric Pancakes just ahead of him. Steven in first now, still with Gareth Hall just behind him. There you see Gareth Hall, and actually it looks like Hulkenberger has been able to move his way through. So Gareth Hall in 3rd, Hulkenberger in 2nd place now. Ginger Tiger still in 4th place. Nitro Gash, of course, having to, after he spun, is having to deal with being in the 17th position way back, but hopefully he can recover his race just a little bit. Let's look at Hulkenberger, though, who has 1 win on the season and has been fairly consistent in the Renault this week. However, he was in the AlphaTauri. Let's see if he's really gaining on Steven as we ride on board with him. I don't think he is. In fact, Steven got a much better exit out of that corner than Hulkenberger did, but Hulkenberger is starting to close the gap just a little bit. He's flirting with 0.8 of a second, but keeping it around 0.9 of a second at the moment. No DRS yet.
Sorry to interrupt you there, Tim. Burmeister is out of the race. Burmeister is out of the race, and I believe we've got the safety car, Tim. We have got the safety car now.
Yes, we do. So did you see what happened to Burmeister?
No, I didn't. I just saw it on the map. He looked like he'd just gone off track at Beckett's corner, which, if you, like I said, if you do not get a good rhythm going, you will lose out massively. And I wonder if he went too far onto the grass or to the curb and then he just lost the back end, which can happen. It can happen during the race as well. But Hopefully he'll try. Well, hopefully he'll return back next week. If he is going to returning back, sorry, next week to try and join in the Performance League if anyone is not available. So, just trying to have a look at some of the drivers as well. So, 4 drivers have gone to the pits. Ryan, TL44S, Nightshades, and now Suspud have gone the hards. Do you think that's a wise move now? In your point of view, would you have gambled to go on the hards now, considering where they were on the positions they were?
Now, that is a tricky one. However, when you do take into consideration where they were running, it might be that they just felt like they didn't have anything to lose. The hards should be able to last the rest of the race once we go back green here. So we don't have to worry about them making another pit stop unless we have another safety car. So that might be a good strategy. However, me personally, I would have probably stayed out because it is only 2 laps. But if one of those drivers that have pitted for the hards ends up winning that race, then I'm going to have to eat my words at the end of this. So we'll wait and see how that plays out, but I think that Steven could not have had a worse time for that safety car to come out because he was pulling away just a little bit from Hulkenberger, and I think that with that clean air, and now Steven goes into the pits. Why is Steven going into the pits? You're leading the race. I have no idea, and so is the Haas. Who is that behind him? Is that Harry? Yes, that is Harry coming into the pits as well. So Steven and Harry pulling in. Maybe they're going for the hards. Let's wait and see. And this is something that I really don't understand. If I was Steven, I would have just stayed out and took my chances with Hulkenberger.
But I think he's playing the game. I think he's trying to. If he's going on the mediums, he will gamble to go on the mediums. Mediums can go to the end, obviously. They can go to the end, but obviously these are fresh tyres. So the hards would definitely go to the end. The mediums, I would be a bit worried for Steven at the minute when it comes to near the end. I think he'll try and go for the softs at the end, unless he's playing his card right to try and go for another pit, like when there's another safety car. But again, Steve, I think he's just trying to get those fresh tyres in. He doesn't want the drivers that are on the softs. They're going to go at some point, not now, but they'll go at probably about the next 8 to 9 laps anyway. So then they will have to go on the mediums near the end. So, and with the pit stop, which we forgot to mention, sorry, it's we got 30 seconds nearly of the pit stop. So they're trying to get rid of that pit stop as quickly as possible because this track is worse. The pit stops, Tim.
Well, we'll see if it works out for Steven. Very surprised to see him pit from the lead like that on the second lap of the safety car, but we'll see if it works out for him. He is the only driver to have pitted that time to take the medium tires. Everyone else elected to take the hards. So let's see if the extra pace that the mediums give you is going to give him an advantage on some of these hard tire runners just ahead of him. Of course, Ryan, TL4S, Nightshades, and Sir Spud, all of them pitted, and all of them took the hard tires, as well as Harry, who pitted behind Steven. So a lot of differing pit strategies here today around Silverstone, as I do believe the safety car is pulling in now. Hulkenberger, the control car, about to go back green. Does he catch Gareth Hall sleeping? I think he did. Pulling away just a little bit is Hulkenberger, and we are just about to be back under green. And here we go, back once again for the British Grand Prix. Hulkenberger, Gareth Hall, Ginger Tiger, your top 3. And so far, the Renault is pulling away, leaving the Red Bull in the dust. Red Bull gives you wings, but for Gareth Hall, those wings can only get him to second place at the time being. We'll see if he's able to improve his position later on. Ginger Tiger is still in third, and it looks like Eric Pancakes and Bando Blizz for just a moment was having a little bit of a battle, but Bando Blizz now officially pulling away in the 4th position. Wojtek starting to gain on Eric Pancakes, though, using that slipstream. McLaren versus Ferrari, but can't get around him before they get through this corner.
They can't, but as you said, Red Bull has wings because Steven gone past Harry for 14th place, I believe. So you was spot on with the Red Bull scenario itself. So at the moment, just watching, while you're watching that, Sab is getting close, coming up to Cops' corner. He's trying. Oh God, Cops' corner is absolutely deadly, because if you hit the curb too much, and there's quite a few cars who've made a massive mistake at Maggins and Beckett's. I think that might be from 5th, that might be from Wojtek. Oh my god, we have a DRS train now. Well, we'll say DRS. The DRS is not kicking off yet, still the next few laps, but it will be coming up to another DRS, and then past Mardusel. What a move! What a move there from past Mardusel. That is a cracker of a move into 6th place. Nigel Gash, I forgot to say actually, from that safety car, I think the one that got lucky, to be fair, is Nigel Gash after that incident. He was really unlucky at the first lap of the race itself, Tim.
Yeah, he really is, but so far a decent recovery. The safety car helped him out tremendously, was able to help him jump a few positions and get back close to the field. So Nitro Gash running in the 10th place. And remember, in the Performance League, as long as you finish the race, you will score points. So if we had 20 cars in this race and all 20 cars finished, every single car would score points. So Nitro Gash being in 10th doesn't necessarily mean that he's on the verge of not scoring points. But look at Sab and Matty, contact between the two. And now Nitro Gash goes underneath Sab, and he spins, he clips him through the grass, goes Nitro Gash, having to recover once again. We were just talking about it, Malc, how he was able to recover back to 10th, and now he's going to have to do all that work once again. Tried to get underneath Sab, there was some contact, and he spun.
Yeah, there was some contact between Sab and Nigel Gash, to be fair, but as said, Matty went past Stab on the DRS straight at just before Lovefield. And to be fair though, Sab's trying to close the gap, still watching his battle. It looks like there's a few battles going on as he's watching. We've got Ginger Tiger in 3rd and Bando Blitz who's in 4th. We've got 4/10 of that battle. And Wojtek and past Mardusel in 5th and 6th with a small battle there. We've got this Eric Pancakes, Matty, Sab, Ryan, Nightshades, and now O'Steve are joining the battle for this Manic 7th place finish at the moment. And looks like Sab's going to try and attack Matty. He looked like on the stream, on the screen, it looked like he was going to try and attack Matty, but still Sab with that medium tyre is trying to hold on. Eric is really struggling on softs, but they should be all right. The softs should be all right. They should last a little bit longer than usual, but unless he's had a bit of a moment, it looks like Matty's making the move on Eric Pancakes, and he does make the move, but can Eric Pancakes bounce back? No, Sab is still behind, but like I said, we'll have to try and figure out what Sab's going to try to do next. But coming up to Cops' corner now, they're coming to Eric Pancakes going a little bit wide. Matty nearly went onto the grass, so he's a very lucky boy, to be fair. But coming to Maggins and then Beckett's corner, and obviously they're trying to push the car, and then DRS should be active now. Matty trying to get rid of this slipstream from these drivers. Then they're trying to get rid of that slipstream because look at Sab. Oh my god! Go on, Tim. What was you going to say?
Sab coming and going underneath Eric Pancakes. Oh my goodness, Eric Pancakes trying to go outside of Matty, and now Sab going outside of Eric Pancakes. It's Mercedes versus Ferrari going down the home stretch, and Sab goes wide. Can't do anything with it. Eric Pancakes pulling away. Now Sab's gonna have to worry about the McLaren behind him of Ryan. Ryan coming close. Sab goes off track. Sab hangs on to it, still in 9th place. Ryan coming very, very close, and now I think it's finally starting to calm down after a big lockup from Sab. That is one of the battles that I would have preferred to watch than call, but my goodness, that was impressive to watch. Good job from Sab. There was no contact with any driver through there. It was just Sab being very, very fast and trying to get around him, but then he made a mistake, went off track and dropped back, but now he's going to try to have another run at Eric Pancakes once again, and you've got to remember that the performance difference between this Ferrari and this Mercedes is so crucial here, and that is what's really able to get Sab up close.
Oh my god.
Eric.
Too wide at Copsis. Oh my god. Nightshade's trying to hold on. Nightshade's trying to hold on for 11th place, and O'Steven. I remember O'Steven was bailing out all these years ago when he went, I'm sure he was one of him, or maybe not, maybe another driver, but too wide at Copsis, and now because of that mistake, well, He tried to get past and try and catch up, and now Harry is trying to close the gap onto O'Stephen. And we got this 5-car battle still for 7th place. And now Wojtek is going to try and close the gap onto past Mardusel. There's action-packed galore at the Performance League on the PlayStation platform, Tim.
That it is. On board with Ryan now as we take a look at Eric just ahead of him. But we'll jump to Sab's on board because he's getting close to Matty here. Just 0.3 of a second separating these two drivers. Maybe just a tiny, tiny, tiny lockup from Sab. Didn't see a whole lot of smoke at all, though. Out of this corner, though, Sab actually losing some ground to the Ferrari. Matty pulling away from Sab. So Matty so far just trying to chase down Wojtek, but with that being 4.3 seconds ahead of him, he's going to have to worry about what's behind him. And Sab got very close, thought about making a move on the inside, wasn't able to do it as Ryan goes around Eric Pancakes, and Eric Pancakes must have spun.
I don't know if there was any contact. I just saw they were going too wide just before the end of the first sector, and that point of view, I think Eric Pancakes was trying to make the move. Must have had contact. I'll take it back if it's wrong on the stream, but the way it looked on my screen last minute, it looked like Eric Pancakes must have had a little bit of contact and lost the car itself. But Tim, what do we do from this race? And now Bando's making the move on to a stone corner against Ginger Tiger. And now Ginger Tiger's, oh my god, Ginger Tiger's going to try and make the move before the club corner. No, Bando saying no. I am not. You're not overtaking me on club corner, and that's what's happened. And now Bando Blitz is trying to catch up with Gareth Orr, who's in second place. I'm losing the plot. Second place, Tim.
Bando, a big lockup through that corner, but it doesn't seem to deter his pace at all. Ginger Tiger just having to struggle to get close to Bando, but with 9 laps on those soft tires, I'd say that they're just about ready to reach the end of their life, so it's not going to be very long until Ginger Tiger decides that enough is enough, and then he pulls into the pit lane, while Bando and Gareth can go so much longer because they started on the medium tires. Gareth in second, 4.5 seconds behind Hulkenberger.
I'm so sorry, Tim. I do apologise to interrupt you there. Ryan was trying to make the move on Matty at the DRS straight, and it looked like Ryan was trying to make the move on the inside on the left, and because of that, Matty, the two collided. So Matty was still kept on track, and then Ryan is unfortunately by last in at Love Field corners. So yeah, so really unlucky for Ryan, who's in 14th place, Tim.
Yeah, so watching past Mardusel now get close to Ginger Tiger, because Ginger Tiger went through the grass and now he goes down into the pits. Past Mardusel inherits the 4th position. Now he's got his sights set on Bando Biz. Both of these drivers started on the medium tires, so they should be pitting at about the same time, which is not right now. So this is going to be a little bit of a battle to keep watching, but it's 1.3 seconds separating these two drivers. And while all these pit stops are happening, that is going to help O'Stephen even more work his way up through the field. Let's take a look at the interval to the leader. O'Stephen is 15.5 seconds behind Hulkenberger, who is probably going to pit this time because he has 10 laps on those soft tires. If O'Stephen can make it to the end of this race, which he should be able to do due to the safety car and pitting on mediums, where do you think he is going to end up with this strategy? Because I'm almost thinking that if he had the pace, I don't think it's going to be smart for him to pit for softs at any point, but if he has the pace, I think that it's at least possible for him to get on the podium at the end of the day.
It just all depends on his tyre wear. That's all he has to do. As long as he keep his tyre wear intact and try not to get in too much battles. At the moment, he is in a battle for 7th, but as long as he keeps his tyre wear cool and calm, and not, I'm just really worried for him near the end of the race. That's my only worry, because he had to pit really early on those mediums. That's my only worry at the moment. But podium, for me, I doubt it, because I'm just worried about those medium tyres near the end of the race. That's my only concern, Tim. If he pitted now, if he already pitted and he's in 8th, yes, I would have guaranteed podium. But no, I don't think O'Stephen will get a podium. and I hope to prove me wrong tonight.
Well, one thing that we're going to have to keep an eye on with that is how close Harry is on those hard tires. So Harry in the Haas really getting close to O'Steven and might even be able to make a move. So you might be right on that map that O'Steven will not be getting on the podium. I think it's possible, but I do share your concern about the medium tires at the end of this run, which is why I was so surprised that he pit from first to begin with. But Hulkenberger has pit now and is rejoined the race in the 11th position, so that gives Gareth Hall the lead, but we can't look at him at the moment because O'Steven is getting close to DXT Matty for 6th place. Matty all over the track and trying to break that slipstream from O'Steven as they're going through Cops Corner now. Matty versus O'Steven. This battle is going to continue on through Maggots and Beckett's. But it looks like Matty's pulling away now.
Looks like Matty's pulling away, but now Bando's going to take the move onto Gareth, onto Stowe Corner. Now past Modiso is trying to close the gap onto these top 2 drivers. Gareth is trying to keep on the inside. Oh my god, too wide scenario. Gareth's trying to hold on. Gareth is trying to hold on for 2nd place, and I'll tell you what, phew, that was mad. That was mad stuff, to be fair, but fair play to Gareth trying to hold on, but past Modiso, who's really up for trying to get his 3rd win of the season, considering, as you said earlier on, considering he hasn't done it the first 2 races of the season, and he's only joined from the 3rd race. Like I said, he's mathematically in with a shout of the top 2 or the title, shall we say? But I know it's early doors, but there's plenty of races to go. To be fair, Tim.
Pascal Dussel has 83 points. Nightshade, your points leader, has 138. I cannot do the math right off the top of my head, but I think that's approximately 40 points difference. So Pascal Dussel still mathematically in this championship battle, but I do not believe that he's going to be able to make a serious run for the championship. However, I do see it as a little bit more possible for him to at least get within the top 3. Remember, he is in 5th place in the points right now, so that is not a completely unrealistic achievement, and would be very impressive considering that he did miss the first 2 races outright. So Pascal Dussel, definitely a driver that has had pace from the get-go here in the Realistic Performance League, coming in 2nd place in his first race. And what's happened now?
Sorry to interrupt there. Harry's trying to make the move with the DRS against Matty. They're trying to go side by side just before Stowe Corner, and Harry just got ahead into 7th place. Sorry to interrupt you there, Tim.
So Matty's going to try to chase down Harry, but cannot do anything with it. 13 laps on those medium tires. Harry with 9 laps on those hard tires. And I think that answers everything that you need to know about medium versus hard tires around here. That the hard tires are just starting to really come in after 9 laps, and it's only a matter of time, I think, before Harry gets around O'Steven. So the longer this race goes on, the more I realize O'Steven likely will not be on the podium, may not even be anywhere close. But this race is far from over. 14 up 26 laps. So approximately halfway now, as Matty got very close to Harry, thought about going on the inside, could not make a move, so he's going to have to concede that position and hang on to 8th place, try to chase down Harry once again. Sir Spud starting to throw his hat into the ring here, getting very close to Matty. Sir Spud 7/10 of a second off of that Ferrari car as we ride on board with him, going through Cops Corner. And Sir Spud in that Mercedes is really going to have to take the fight to Matty, and he's wanting to really improve his position, because even though he's got 10 laps on his tires, even though he can go to the rest of the way and Matty's going to have to pit again, he's not going to be able to really gain any more positions if he doesn't pick up the pace. He's got the DRS, though. You hear it activate. He's getting close to Matty, but Matty has DRS off of Harry, so they really did not do Spud any favors that time.
Absolutely not. And it is really annoying as a driver point of view, because you want to try and get ahead of your next opponent, which is in front of you, but that opponent has got that DRS, and you're trying to think, how the hell am I going to try and get past him if there's going to be a DRS train? If there's going to be loads of positions, you just hope for the best that they make a mistake. That's your only hope, or they're not within the DRS range, which at the moment looks like Matty may not be in the DRS range. I think he might be lucky, actually. He might get the DRS. But the way it looked as if he was getting out of that DRS zone. So, but obviously Matty's already on 14 laps of the mediums. The mediums should still be alright either way, but how long it will be? Probably about another, probably another 5 laps, I would say, before these guys who are already on the mediums can gamble to go on the softs. But don't get me wrong, Nightshades, who pitted earlier on the hards, he's in 4th, and Wojtek is 9/10 away. I think Nightshades just got ahead of Wojtek, who's in 4th at the moment. So, and there's about 6 drivers who have got the penalties tonight. So we'll have a look at the penalties now. If you like what you've seen so far, guys, please make sure you like, subscribe to the Invictus Racing League YouTube channel for all the live races itself. We've also got the Twitch channel on Invictus Racing Leagues for the Xbox series. So check them out, guys. Check them out on Tuesdays and Thursday nights, and also we also got the PC League, which is on the Wednesday nights at on the YouTube channel on for the F1 and F2 on Wednesday nights at 8 PM. And all the PlayStation platform leagues are on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays for F1, F2, F3, and F4 respectively as well. And also, please check out the social media sites on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well. And the more important thing of all, guys, is check out the InvictusRacingLeague.com for all the latest news and everything anything related to Invictus Racing Leagues. Tim.
So watching the battle for the top 3 now. However, it's starting to really just become the battle for second, as Bando Biz has really pulled away 1.2 seconds ahead of Gareth Hall, and Passement Ducel getting closer to Gareth Hall, has had it as close to 0.3 of a second. Right now hovering around 0.4 of a second, now down to 0.3 of a second once again as we ride on board with the Renault driver. He's got the DRS and Gareth Hall has 0. This might be his chance. He's using that slipstream, using the DRS, going around the outside of the Red Bull. It's side by side. Gareth Hall on the inside. He'll have the preferred line, but will Passement Ducel have momentum? Yes, he does. Move Passement Ducel up into the 2nd position. And now Bando Biz has pitted, as well as Gareth Hall. So Passement Ducel has inherited the lead after all of this.
Oh, absolutely. I thought he was getting the rhythm going there, Tim, to be fair. I thought he was going for the rhythm. But yeah, Passement Ducel thought he was going to try and have a bit of a battle with Gareth, but his tyre was saying, nope, I'm going to go on the softs and use as much as possible, which I don't blame him at all. We've got Harry trying to close the gap onto O'Stephen now for 3rd place. Harry on the no-assist driver from the F1 League, battling out on the F1 tables as well, so he's doing absolutely a stellar of a job, and he's trying to challenge for the title at the Performance League as well. So he's trying to close the gap onto O'Stephen. O'Stephen in the podium at the moment, and I do agree. It is without doubt. I do say, I really do hope O'Stephen proves me wrong, but I'm just worried about those medium tyres. That's all I'm concerned about. From the penalties as well, Spud, Hulk, Wojtek, Eric Pancakes and Sab have all got 3 seconds of time penalties, as well as TL4S, who's got 5 seconds for the penalties. Tim.
Yeah, very unfortunate for all those drivers with the time penalty. Still watching Harry versus O'Stephen, and as far as O'Stephen goes, at the end of this race, if he keeps those medium tires on, it will have 21 laps on them. So O'Stephen is going to have a monster of a car to drive. He might be better off pitting later on for soft tires to try to go for the fastest lap, but we'll have to wait and see how it plays out with his strategy. Of course, he knows his tire wear much better than we do, as he does have access to all of that telemetry and all that data that we sadly do not. So we'll just have to keep an eye on it. But Nightshades has now inherited the lead, as there has been a little bit of a shakeup up at the top, as Passement Ducel has pitted now for the soft tire. So Nightshades, O'Stephen, Harry B, your top 3 at the moment.
This is going to be close. Passement Ducel is just coming out of the pits now. The drivers who have just got out of the softs, they're coming out now. And Passement Ducel's just got behind. He's just got behind. And the Red Bull of Gareth. Gareth's trying to make the move against Passement Ducel, trying to make the move on the inside. Contact. There's been contact between Gareth and Passement Ducel for 8th and 9th respectively. Now Gareth has got the DRS. Passement Ducel's got the DRS as well. But still, that was mad. Passement Ducel just got behind. Well, just got ahead of. Oh, actually, sorry, he was just behind Gareth, but Passement Ducel just kept it on the inside and the right side, but Gareth trying to get himself back into this race as well. So watch out for these soft tyres, Tim. 9 laps to go. 9 laps to go. 8 to 9 laps to go. Watch out for those soft tyres, because they will try and catch up with these hard tyres and medium tyres, Tim.
And I think that they are going to be able to. The question is, will they have enough left in order to get back to first? Bando, Biz, Pat Monducel, and Gareth Hall, they were running 1, 2, and 3 there for a while. But now they are back in 7th, 8th, and 9th place, just trying to chase down the rest of the field. There goes Bando Biz around TL4 has a big lockup from the AlphaTauri driver, but it does not hurt his pace whatsoever. TL4 now having a mirror full of a Renault. Pascal Ducel tries to throw a block on him. Can't do anything with it. Pascal Ducel around the outside, side by side. Haas versus Renault. Renault wins out. There goes Pascal Ducel around him. And here comes Gareth Hall in the Red Bull, trying to take 3 more positions. TL4 losing 3 positions. Gareth Hall trying to take 1 away from him now, but he cannot do anything with it this time. He's going to maybe have to wait for a DRS zone. Let's see what Gareth Hall can do going around the outside. Now they're going to be side by side, but it's not going to be anything to do for TL4. Yes, there goes Gareth around TL4. Those hard tires on that Haas machine really just starting to show their age, and TL4 dropping back like a rock. Bando Biz in 6th place, trying to chase down Hulkenberger, who is 7.1 seconds ahead of him, so that is a very, very, very long climb that he's going to have to worry about. Will rejoin the battle for 2nd place, which is between Steven, Harry, and Sir Spud. Sir Spud is half a second behind Harry. Harry half a second behind Steven. Steven 3.7 seconds behind our leader of Nightshades. Lap 19 of 26. Not long to go now at all. Steven trying to hang on for a podium. Harry trying to hold on for his 3rd podium of the season, and Sir Spud trying to get his 1st podium of the season in that Mercedes. Harry might be able to make a move on Steven here in just a minute. He's using that DRS, he's using that slipstream, but he has a little bit of a moment through that corner, but he still gets close to Steven. Go on underneath, whoa! Side by side, Haas versus Red Bull, and Harry pushes him just a little bit wide. Steven inside, able to make the move back around the Haas, and here comes Sir Spud. Sir Spud trying to get around Harry, cannot do anything with it, gonna have to use that DRS, and here comes Harry with the DRS, gonna look underneath of Steven, but is he gonna be able to make the move? They're side by side. On the inside is Harry. Contact. Red Bull versus Haas still, but Steven is just barely able to hang on.
He's barely hanging on for the dear life. And I tell you what, Harry is really, really going for it. He really is going for it. And now Sir Spud trying to catch up with these 2nd and 3rd place. And I tell you what, trying to avoid Cops' corner. And I tell you what, they're coming up to Maggins and Beckett's corner. And Harry trying to... Steven is struggling. Steven is struggling with those mirrors and tyres, and Harry! Oh my God, Harry's got a chance. Harry, 2 wide, 2 in a bit moments. Harry gonna try and go past. Oh my God, could we have 3? No, Sir Spud, no! Oh my God, Sir Spud was going to try and go through the gap, and Steven's lost it at Stowe corner, and now Sir Spud. Oh my God, 2 wide, 2 in a bed. We've got 2 in a bed moment at Club corner. Oh my God, Sir Spud holding on. Steven, oh what a move! But Steven, no, Abby, no, oh my God. Oh, they're still going at it! The 2 drivers are still battling out, the F4 drivers. I am not going to have any voice at the end of this race. I will promise you that now. What a race! What a race so far, Tim.
So let's just walk everyone through what happened. Sir Spud did a crossover on Steven, who countered with another crossover, and never mind, because Sir Spud going underneath him. Side by side once again with that DRS. Sir Spud moved him into the 3rd position, and I think he's going to be able to keep it this time. Steven with those medium tires, he's really losing a lot of pace this time. He might be better off just a pit. But look at this, I say that, Steven's coming back, trying to go underneath Sir Spud. Sir Spud in that Mercedes has a little bit more power. He's able to stay ahead of Steven, but will Steven be able to regroup and come back at him with the DRS zone that's coming up through Maggots and Beckett's this time around? Meanwhile, Harry has went 1.4 seconds ahead of Sir Spud in 2nd place. Sir Spud, of course, in 3rd. Steven in 4th. Steven will have the DRS. Sir Spud will have 0. Steven's coming, he's got that slipstream. Will he be able to make the move on Sir Spud? No, he doesn't, but if he can get a good exit out of this corner, he might still have a shot. But those medium tires showing their age, they are just too worn out, and they are screaming now, please, change me. I've had enough of this racetrack. But Steven trying to hang on for the best points finish possible, and he might have to stay out. Not sure what's going on with those tires, but I know that they want to be changed. Sir Spud will be able to hang on to the third position and might be able to cruise to his first podium of the season. Harry 1.2 seconds ahead, trying to chase down Nightshades, but it's all going to be for naught because Nightshades is 4.5 seconds ahead of that Haas machine and in a slightly faster car, to say the least. And that's the last thing that you want to hear if you're in second place, is that the points leader is leading the race and he's in a faster car than you.
Absolutely, but remember, Sir Spud's got a 3-second time penalty. Steven is under 3 seconds of that gap. If he can keep within 3 seconds of Sir Spud, I'm saying if he can keep within 3 seconds of Sir Spud, he has got himself a chance of a podium. So his theory could prove me wrong tonight. I really do hope he does. I really do hope. He's really been pushing at the start of the season, and he's showing his character that he can get the races done. But at the moment, I'm a bit worried because obviously Hulk is just behind. You also got Passmore Dussault just got ahead of Bando Blitz, who's in 6th place. So, as I said earlier on, the softs are slowly starting to kick in for these drivers. And Passmore Dussault, watch out for him in the next few laps.
So Passmore Dussault now trying to chase down his car allocated teammate of Hulkenberger. Our winner last week from the United States Grand Prix, running in the 6th place at the moment. He has put up a good fight, but I don't think that he's going to be able to do any better than 5th, and even 5th place is a big maybe with just 4 laps remaining in this race. But there is a very tight battle for what is now the 3rd position. Here comes Hulkenberger close to Steven, trying to get around him for 4th, as Sir Spud's getting very close to Harry for the 2nd position. So that Mercedes power really doing Sir Spud a lot of favors, as Steven is just trying to hang on old medium tires. 18 laps on those tires so far, with 10 laps on Hulkenberger's tires. And Steven has a time penalty now, Malc, so he will no longer be able to jump Sir Spud due to time penalties because he has one himself. Hulkenberger, of course, with a 3-second time penalty as well. There's an update on the penalties. 3 seconds for Sir Spud, Steven, and Hulkenberger, as well as Bando Biz back there in the 7th position. Passmore Dussault does not have any time penalties, and he is within that 3-second window of Hulkenberger. So Hulkenberger really needs to get by Steven if he wants to even have a shot at finishing in front of his car allocated teammate of Passmore Dussault. We go back to the tire selection here. 20 laps for Nightshades, 18 laps for Harry, 20 laps for Sir Spud. That is 1, 2, 3 at the moment. Let's take a look at how close Sir Spud is to Harry. He is slowly but surely gaining on him. 0.2 of a second separating these two drivers. And a big lockup from Harry that might knock the gap down just a little bit more. And here comes Sir Spud. Try to get underneath him, but not able to do it. He will have DRS this time, though, but is he quick enough?
Let's hope he is quick enough to try and close the gap onto Harry. Harry's going to try and keep on the inside. Sir Spud trying to bounce back. He needs to push, because obviously if he wants to get his podium, maiden podium, he needs to push, because Passmore Dussault is only just under the 3-second barrier between himself and Sir Spud. Sir Spud needs to make the move if he wants to make the move into Cops's corner, but he does not do it. He does not do that. And now Steven now is trying to make the move. If Passmore Dussault gets a penalty now, this is going to be manic. This is absolutely going to be manic. They need to make the move done now. They need to push. If they want to get this podium, they need to push now. We've got 3 laps remaining. 3 laps remaining at the Invictus Racing League, the Performance League, live exclusive for you guys on the YouTube channel as well. So Spud nearly try and make the move on to Harry. Harry knows that these guys have got penalties behind, but they can't afford to lose any moment there. It looks like Passmore Dussault and Bando are having a bit of a moment. So Passmore Dussault is going himself back up to 6th now. Passmore Dussault back up to 6th. Tim.
And while he is battling with Bando, Steven, Sir Spud, Hulkenberger, they're all battling with one another. Steven on the back of Sir Spud, who's on the back of Harry, and on the back of Steven is Hulkenberger, and now Passmore Dussault and Bando Blizz about to join this fight as well. On board with Bando, he is right on the gearbox of Passemois Ducel. He's going to have the DRS, but Passemois Ducel has DRS as well. And there goes Bando around the outside of Passemois Ducel. They're side by side. Who will win out, the Renault or the AlphaTauri? Looks like the Renault will prevail this time around, trying to chase down the other Renault just ahead of him. But Bando is going to have to regroup and get around him here. He has got the soft tires. Passemois with the soft tires as well. The drivers ahead of him are either on mediums or hards. And around the outside once again is Bando Blitz. There's some contact between the through Cobb's corner, and Bando Blitz goes wide. Bando Blitz going very, very wide and having to concede the position to Passemois Ducel as they go through Maggots and Beckett's. And here we go, look ahead of him. Hulkenberger almost made the move on O'Steven. O'Steven doing a very great job defending despite being on very old medium tires, but Hulkenberger trying to go underneath O'Steven now, and he will have the position, but will he keep it? Yes, he will. He clears O'Steven. And now there goes Passemois Ducel. O'Steven might lose 2 positions here. They're side by side. O'Steven with a little bit more power than the Renault. And Passemois Ducel trying to go around the outside. There's contact. Passemois Ducel on the track, having to concede that position now. He drops back. Final lap. White flag in the air for Nightshades, who is 4.1 seconds ahead of the battle that you're watching now. And look at Hulkenberger. He is in 4th, trying to chase down Sir Spud for 3rd. Sir Spud trying to get around Harry for 2nd place. This is Sir Spud's first podium if he can hang on, but that is only assuming that time penalties doesn't cause him to lose out, which very well might be the case. Passemois Ducel might be standing on the podium at the end of this, but he's going to have to get as close as he possibly can to these drivers. Hulkenberger so close to Sir Spud, almost hitting him in the back, almost ruining his race, but did not, thankfully, for Hulkenberger's sake. And now let's see if Sir Spud can get any closer to Harry. He has tried all race to get around this driver, but just cannot seem to make a move stick. 22 laps on his tires, 21 laps on Harry's tires. That might be making the difference. And here comes Hulkenberger with maybe one final shot on Sir Spud. They're going to have a DRS just out of this set of corners. Let's see if he's going to be able to do anything with it. This might be a 3-wide situation. This might be a no-wide situation. Hulkenberger in 4th. Sir Spud still in 3rd, but he has got the DRS. He's going around Harry. He's underneath him. He's on his inside, and he clears Harry. Moves Sir Spud up into the 2nd position. Harry in 3rd, and we've got Hulkenberger in 4th, right on the back of him. And Nightshades has won the British Grand Prix. There he crosses the line. Sir Spud in 2nd place. 3rd is Harry. They have not crossed the line yet. Sir Spud crosses in 2nd. Harry in 3rd. Harry will hold on to the podium position. Passemois Ducel goes into 3rd. Hulkenberger in 4th. Gareth in 5th. Bando in 6th. Sir Spud dropping all the way down to 7th place.
I think 3 words is what a race. I'm sure that's what you're going to say, and everyone else is going to watch it back as well. So what a race tonight. We're just waiting for a few drivers to finish off their finishing positions. I'm just waiting for Sab and Eric Pancakes to finish off their final lap. But I tell you what, I will get the words from Tim in a moment too. We'll get Nightshades, Harry and Passemois Ducel for their top 3 finishes, and also Passemois Ducel for his 2nd podium on the bounce. He won last week in the USA, and then he's got his 2nd podium on the bounce. And also, the 3rd podium on the bounce is Nightshades, but he's got his first, he's got his win at the British Grand Prix, so well done to him. And Harry getting another podium in his belt as well. We'll just get the classification, but let you do that, Tim.
Yeah, so Nightshades, Harry, and Passemois Ducel will celebrate on the podium. Nightshades becoming the 2nd driver this season to have multiple wins, and he's standing alongside the 1st driver to do it, Passemois Ducel, who did that last week. So here are your official final results for the Invictus Racing League's Realistic Performance British Grand Prix. Nightshades in 1st, Harry B in 2nd, Passemois Ducel in 3rd, Hulkenberger in 4th, Gareth in 5th, Bando Biz in 6th, 7th is Sir Spud, O'Steven in 8th, Ginger Tiger in 9th, Wojtek in 10th, Maddie in 11th, 12th is TL44S, Sab in 13th, 14th is Eric Pancakes, Nitro Gash in 15th, Ryan in 16th, 17th is Burmeister after a very unfortunate DNF in his debut race this season, subbing for Tarak obviously, but was not able to score any points. Only 2 DNFs, that being Ryan and Burmeister. Every other driver finished, so every other driver gets points. Nitro Gash not able to recover after 2 spins in this race, while Harry gets his best finish on the season with a 2nd place.
brilliant stuff. Absolutely brilliant stuff tonight, and it was just absolute stellar stuff from all these drivers tonight. And we'll hear from their thoughts in a moment too, but try and get the info coming in. But like I said, well done to obviously to Nightshades, Harry, and Passmore du Sel for their top 3 finishes. But we'll get their voices in a moment too. Hopefully they'll join in. I've seen a few that was just joined in. So if you have joined in, guys, please make sure allow voice to be shared is set to always allow. If you're not sure how to do it, go to the party settings, and there's an option called allow voice to be shared. Make sure it's set to always allow, guys. Please make sure allow voice to be shared before we start the questions as well. So, guys, like I said, if you like what you see so far, please make sure you like subscribe to the Invictus Racing League YouTube channel for all the live races itself, and check out our social media sites on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, as well as Twitch on Invictus Racing Leagues. So check them out, guys, as well as check out the InvictusRacingLeague.com for all the latest news and latest info of everything that's related to Invictus Racing League. So, I believe Nightshades, Harry and Passmore du Sel are in. Can you confirm, guys? Yep. Cool. So, and obviously they allow voice. Hopefully they allow voice to be shared, so to always allow. And like I said, Tim, I'll let you do the honours with the questions as always.
All right. So first things first, we will talk to our 3rd place finisher of Passmore du Sel. You won last week in the United States Grand Prix with your 2nd win of the season, and now you're following it up this week with a 3rd place finish, another podium for you. How did you feel going into this race at Silverstone? Did you think you were going to walk away with the podium, considering that you started around 13th or 14th place?
Well, I started 13th, and my biggest fear was turn 1 and turn 2. That first sector of Silverstone, when everybody's packed up, is really tricky. I don't know if I did it on purpose or not, but I preferred staying out of danger, and I really went a bit slower, let people go by if they were really aggressive, and then recompose myself and just started overtaking. And I was on a good strategy, medium to softs. I managed my medium tires well, so I brought them to until the 17th lap, and then I finished, I think I crossed the line 5th or 6th, but with penalties in front, I got myself a podium, and I'm really happy with that.
So what is your realistic expectations with the point standings? Going to this race, you were in 5th place because of your win last week, and mathematically, you are still in contention for the championship, though it is very much a long shot. So realistically, what are your expectations when you sit down and think about it?
Well, obviously, like anyone here, I would love to get the title and be crowned champion. But with the 2 races I missed at the beginning of the season, and Nightshades being on top form, and Harry as well, it's going to be complicated. So my main focus is just to go, as Lewis Hamilton would say, just one race at a time, and I will see what happens at the end. But obviously my main focus is just to keep consistent and learn from my mistakes.
Well, so far you're doing a good job. Congratulations on your 3rd place finish here today. That was Passmore du Sel from Hasaris Racing. Now we'll turn to our 2nd place finisher of Harry B for B-Tech Racing. So Harry, 1 spot short of the win in this race. You do not have a win yet on the season, but this is your 3rd podium. You're sitting very comfortably in the 2nd place position. What do you think you need to do in the remaining races to take a big challenge to Nightshades up there in 1st?
Probably take him out, to be honest. I think I'm about 20 points behind or something. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to take him out, or wipe him clean out or something, because he's being far too consistent for my liking. But no, he's done an amazing job again today. He's done really well in the qualifying races, but I think where Nightshades has been incredibly strong is in the reverse grid order tracks. He's just, whether it be through strategy or picking off one by one, he's just been very good at getting really good points in both races. So I mean, I've done a good race from P9, but yeah, I think the decision for me was I didn't pit when I should have for the hard tyres under the safety car, so I waited till I got all the safety car because I was just too indecisive really, and yeah, that cost me track position and a lot of time towards the end. But yeah, I think I just need a mistake really from Nightshades at some point.
So how much are you paying attention to the constructor standings? Because B-Tech Racing has stayed in second place through most of this season so far. So, you know, you and your teammate of Sab have really been very consistent and able to keep in B-Tech Racing in second place. Do you think that your team has a realistic chance at that constructor's title, considering that Nightshades is on the team that's currently leading?
Yeah, I think it's always going to be an uphill task when a championship leader is in the other team that you fight constructors for, but I think it's definitely possible. I think you've got to remember as well, Singapore being the last race of the season, that's definitely a track where you can see a lot of DNS if you lose concentration. So, and I know Sab did pretty well at Singapore. I think it was either a season or two ago. So, or last time it was in Singapore. So, yeah, I absolutely still think so. But yeah, I think we just might need a mistake from the other two.
Well, congratulations on your second place finish this race, Harry. This is your best finish of the season so far. So far you're doing very good. Now to move on to our winner of Nightshades for Bump and Run Racing. Nightshades, you started in 12th. You won the race. Harry says that you're very strong on these races that we have a reverse grid. What do you say to that, and what were your expectations going into this race?
I'll say thanks, Harry. Thanks for the kind words. But yeah, I think, like I said with Harry, I think just deciding to pit under the safety car really helped try and go through the field. And to be honest, it's just being patient and just picking people at the right minute. Not taking too many risks because I know everyone else had to pit. I think Ryan there was a bit unlucky. He spun, who was in front of me. But he probably would have had a good fight as well as Harry. I think he got stuck behind some medium runners, which was unfortunate, and like he said, he didn't pit as well. So I think it would just really come down to that, really.
And what is your main focus for the remaining races of this season? You are leading the point standings by a significant margin, but obviously, as you and I both know, that does not necessarily mean that you can take it easy. So obviously you can just take it one race at a time, but what is your main focus for these next races? Are you more worried about the championship? Are you just worried about the races? Or are you just showing up having fun?
I feel like I'm just taking it race by race. Just obviously one DNF can really affect the results, especially depending where Harry finishes. So like I said, just take it race by race, and as long as I finish, I think that's the main thing, and that's going to help me out for the rest of the season, being consistent. So yeah, as long as I finish the race, I think that's all that matters to me at the minute.
And just real quick, what is it like to have to work your way through the traffic on a reverse grid race?
I like it, to be honest. I think it's like, well, admittedly I had advantage towards the end where I've had to pit obviously this race, but in other races I find it fun. I think it just makes it a bit different, knowing that you've got to push but also stay on the limit and don't overshoot it like I did in F2 on the last corner at Silverstone. So I was trying not to do silly mistakes like that, but yeah, I find it fun. I think it's enjoyable, and like I think anyone else would think if you're a little bit quicker than other people, just trying to get past them without either making contact or spinning off. So yeah, I find it fun.
Well, congratulations on your win today. You are the second driver so far this season to have multiple wins on the season, so I'm sure that you're very happy to hear that. Malc, do you have any closing thoughts?
Well done to the Nightshades, Harry and Passmore Dussel for their top three finishes. They've done an absolutely belter job. I was just about to mention about Nightshades with F2, but I didn't want to jinx it or anything like that, to be fair. But I didn't want to say or anything, but I'm sure that nightmare's gone and you've done a stellar of a job and you won the race tonight. Well done, Nightshades. That was a brilliant job from him. Harry, consistent, trying to get that first win of the season, but still got the podiums as well. So if Harry can try and get ahead of Nightshades, that's his only hope. He needs to try and get ahead of Nightshades, but with Nightshades on top form, I can't see that happening at the minute. But I hope they prove me wrong. I hope these guys can prove me wrong. And Passmore do so after 3 races, after the start of the 3rd race, and challenging for near the top end. It's just immense stuff. And the race tonight, we had a DRS train galore, shall we say, from everyone else, and it was a stellar of a job from everyone tonight, to be fair.
Well, it was certainly a good race, but I think that is all the time that we have for the night. So congratulations to our podium finishers. Thank you to every driver that raced with us. Thank you to everyone who watched the stream. And until next time, goodbye and have fun.